Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're working on a pretty old song actually. We're going back into the oldies for our church recently. And the song we're doing this week is called In Christ Alone. And I think this is by Kristian Stanfill. And I'm going to do this in the original key because it's going to be easier to hear the harmony parts that way. So this is the first verse and I would call this like a vamp of sorts. So this is going to be, there's not any really choruses. It's just a bunch of verses and then some bridges. So I'm going to come in with the top part and you can start in at verse 2.
Near in the ground, his body lay, light overwhelmed by darkness lay, then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again. And as he stands in victory, since curse has lost its grip on me, for I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. Oh, 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 no fear in death. This is the power of Christ in me. From life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand. Oh, 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 oh,
reach for it.
I find my strength, I find my hope, I find my help in Christ alone. When fear assails, when darkness falls, I find my peace in Christ alone. I give my life, I give my all, I sing my song to Christ alone, the King of Kings, the Lord of all hail and thanks to Christ alone, Christ alone, alone.
So then it goes into verse 4, and you may either stay in here or come out. But I'll sing it just so you know exactly what it would sound like, but it is identical to the other verses because this is very hymn style.
Till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand. Here in the power of Christ we stand.
That's pretty much it for this video. So like I said, this is very much a hymn. Obviously there's like a added bridge that's like a more modern bridge, but it's pretty true to the hymn. And so there's not really any choruses, just a bunch of verses. So I would say if you're coming in for the top part especially, I would probably only do come in at the second verse, and then of course for that bridge you're going to reach for it, but you can do it, especially if you're a female like soprano, true soprano. You'll be fine with this in this key of F. Now some of the girls in my church this week are singing it in the key of A, And that means that the high part will be very high. So just keep in mind that anytime you learn a part, you can do the top or the bottom octave of that part in order to make it work in the vocal structure that you have and when the keys are changing. Because obviously I'm recording this in the original key, which is a male key. But if you're doing it in a female key and you're a female harmony vocalist singing along with this song, you're going to maybe learn that part and take it down the octave in order to make it make sense for the key. So everything with harmony is just finding where what you're taking, what part you're taking, a third, a fifth, or a seventh, or some variation of that is essentially what harmony is. And so when you learn a part, you can flip it up or down an octave and it becomes a soprano part or a tenor part or an alto, because I've seen people ask questions about that, and I don't call things soprano, alto, or tenor because that confuses people and they can get stuck in the sheet music mindset of choral music, and I'm not teaching it that way because I want anyone coming to my channel to be able to listen to a part and be like, okay, I can sing this better in the bottom octave as a guy or as a girl who sings lower than if I were to do it in the high part. And so it'll function. If you were doing it in a choral setting, it would function as a variation of a soprano, tenor, or alto part. But I don't call it that so that people don't get bogged down by those titles and then they don't, know where they fit in. So this way you can find whatever part works for you and you can make it work inside of any key. Once you learn it muscle memory wise, then you can flip it into any key and transpose it mentally in your mind. So hopefully that makes sense. I wanted to touch base on, I haven't done that in a while in a video, but we are almost 2,000 subscribers in, so I figured I would just reiterate that anytime I teach a part, if you learn it, you can take it up or take it down the octave and make it make sense for the inside of your key and song structure and vocal structure for your church. Hopefully that's all helpful.